Hi there, this is Fame Harper. I'm back to show you part 2 of the Steampunk Belly Dancing Hip Band tutorial brought to you by All Free Crochet, and it's good to see you. This is part 2 on the Steampunk Belly Dancing Hip Band. Here is the wider part of my hip band. So from just that section I'm going to hang the fringe, and on the bottom of the fringe I'm going to put washers. So I got an assortment of washers at a hardware store, and I tried to age some by holding them over a flame and taking the shine off of them, but I'm pretty sure time will just age them for me if I'm just patient. There are other ways to distress metal that you can try, but I wanted to get on with the tutorial for you. So the first thing I did was, either with a yardstick or just by folding it in half, I figured out where the center was, because I want my longest fringe in the center, and then I'll make it shorter as we go up. And I'm using a size I crochet hook and black worsted weight yarn. You can use any medium-sized crochet hook you'd like. Keeping in mind that crochet stretches, especially if you have a weight hanging on it, don't make your fringe too long. I'm going to make the longest one 7 inches plus the length of the washer. I've tied my yarn to the center of the wide section, and I'm going to chain stitch 20. 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now this is the center, and I want a big washer in the center. So if you're lucky enough to be able to put your hook through the hole in your washer, you don't have to pre-thread anything. So I'm going to go over this. See how it's on the hook? Pull up a loop and capture it in there. And because this has a pretty heavy and rough weight to it, I'm going to go ahead and do that twice so that it's more durable. I'm not going to do that for the smaller ones. See how that is? Go ahead and crochet 20 more. Once you've gotten to 20, fold it in half so your fringe has 2 strands and a washer. Now you're going to go back up to where you started, go through the same space, pull up a loop, and pull it through in a slip stitch. So that's the first fringe. That's 20, and each one will have 1 less. So the next one will be 19. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a single crochet, and then 1 more when I'm right over this bar. And I'm going to start my next fringe, which is 19. So chain 19. Slide the next washer up, capture it, and do another 19 chains. Fold it in half, go back through the original space it started in, do a slip stitch, do a single crochet in that big divide there. Get you out of the way. And then on the top of this bar here, going up and down, that's where you want to put your next fringe. So single crochet, and this one's 18, so chain 18. Attach your washer, chain 18, and join it at the beginning again, and we're just going to do that all down the row. Each time 1 less stitch so that the fringe gets shorter and shorter. Here I've done 1 big one, 10 small ones, and I'm going to do 1 big one at the end to give it more weight, and then we'll do the other half. One thing I hadn't thought about, which is very cool, is the neat sound that these make. This fringe pattern is symmetrical, so now to do the second half, we're going to do exactly the same pattern of decreases, and the center one, remember, is the longest one, and that was 20 and a coin or a washer and then 20. So the next one is going to be 19, and we're going to put it right in this bar. We're going to attach the yarn again So I pulled it through with my hook, and I'm just going to tie it once to secure it, and then later on I'll weave that end in. And now I'm going to chain 19. Add a washer and chain 19 again. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and grab one of your small washers and capture it onto the yarn, and then chain another 19. I've chained 19. I'm going to go back into the same space as the fringe started, just like before, and fasten it with a slip stitch. I'm going to go into the next giant space, or the square if you will, and do a single crochet just to walk it over. I'm going to do one more single crochet in the bar, and that's where our next fringe goes, and chain 18. And basically it's symmetrical. You just decrease one until you get to the end. You can go ahead and weave in some of your ends now, and then we're going to do ties. Now tie a new yarn to the end. I'm going to go ahead and knot it so it never comes undone. And using a chain stitch, I'm just going to make a tie. And you can make them however long you want. Make sure you make them long enough to tie into a bow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make ties on this corner, and the same on the other end. And after you get that chained out, you're going to weave in the leftover end there. Now with this design, I still have this much of the thicker part left. You can add tassels to that if you want. You can leave it plain. On this wide part here, you can sew medallions or trim or mirrors or whatever you like, or just leave it plain so your costume will show through there. I'm making my ties about 2 feet long. You can always shorten them if you make them too long, but you can't go the other way around as easily. So go ahead and try this on after you've made your ties and see if you need to make any adjustments. When you get to the end of the tie, just cut it off about 6 inches, pull it through, tighten it, and you can trim that off or tie a bead to it, whatever you want. Okay, still enough.